So good morning students. In the continuation of your class 10th biology, last day we had discussed about the different male and female reproductive organs. Okay. In that part we discussed there is male parts and female part are there that are responsible in the process of production of gametes and for the fertilization process. Okay. And fertilization takes place in the female's body that we discussed yesterday. So today we are going to discuss about an important topic of this chapter, that is the fertilization. So how does fertilization takes place? So if you remember last day we had discussed this fertilization takes place in humans. It is internal fertilization. In case of human beings, it is an internal fertilization that takes place in the body of female. And female reproductive structure we had seen that it takes place in this fallopian tube or oviduct. Okay, it takes place inside this fallopian tube. So let us see how this fertilization takes place in the female's body. Okay, so
sperms enter.
So these are the sperms that are going to enter in the female body. A sperm along, this is called as semen. Semen, it enters into this female body and it reaches into the fallopian tube. This is the movement of the sperms. Last day we had discussed that sperms are motile. For that they have a stain. With the help of the stain, they tend to move. And they reach. This is the structure of an ovum. It is the structure of an ovum. So these different number of sperms, they reach to the ovum. That is the egg. And all this surround this egg. For what process? Because this sperm contains the male nucleus that has to move inside this egg. That is, this egg is also containing this female nucleus, and they both has to fertilize. Okay. So for that process, they surround. That is, the sperm surround this complete egg. All the different sperms, they surround this complete egg for this process of fertilization. See, this is the process, how they are going to surround. They are going to stick with the wall of, that is the egg. And after that, they have this neck. Sorry, this is the head region that is covered with acrosome. This acrosome produces certain enzyme that has capacity to dissolve the wall of this sperm as well as the wall of ovum also. And by dissolving that, this walls the nucleus from the sperm that moves into the egg. One more interesting thing, only one sperm, out of these different sperms, only one sperm will fuse with the nucleus of the egg. Rest of the sperms will disintegrate after some time. Okay. So this is the process by this is the fertilization. Then what happens after this fertilization? After fertilization there is a fusion. Fertilization is the fusion of male gamete with female gamete. So after that they fuse and they form that ball-like structure called as embryo. Embryo then further divides. See, this is the different divisions that is taking place into the embryo and form a structure that moves. It is called this embryo, that is blastocyst. It is formed this blastocyst. This blastocyst moves inside the uterus. It moves inside the uterus and gets stick in the wall of this uterus. See, this is the embryo that came from this fallopian tube where fertilization and further division is taken place. Thereafter it moves to it crawls out into the uterus and it gets stick with the wall of uterus. Okay, this process is known as implantation. It is that we had discussed yesterday also. This sticking of the embryo with the wall of uterus is called implantation. So implantation, after that this will further develop and this form this fetus. See, this is the structure of a developing and fetus. Fetus means that is the mother's womb in which it carries this developing baby. Okay. So this is the egg, this is the embryo, it is placenta. very important thing, that is the placenta. What is this placenta? Once the embryo start to develop or the worm started to form, worm is containing the developing baby, and this baby requires some nutrition. Suppose this is the developing embryo and it requires this nutrition. So from where it is going to get this nutrition? This will get the nutrition from the mother's body. Okay, from this mother's body it will get the nutrition with the help of this structure called as placenta. So one of the important functions of this placenta is to provide the nutrition to the developing embryo. Second thing, this developing embryo will also produce some harmful substances like excretory material. It has also to be eliminated out from the body of this developing baby. So it will also carry it with the help of this placenta. इसका एक काम हो गया न्यूट्रिशन प्रोवाइड कराना, दूसरा काम क्या है इसका एक्सक्रीटरी मटेरियल या वेस्ट को मदर की बॉडी वहां से उस वर्म से बाहर निकालने का, एंड दैट विल बी टेक्न विद द हेल्प ऑफ प्लेसेंटा. So it is what is placenta. So just we discussed placenta is the structure that is stick with the wall of
which is embedded in the uterine wall. It contains villi on the embryon's side of the tissue. On the other side are blood spaces which surround the villi. This provides a large surface area for glucose and oxygen to pass from the mother.
See, this is the nutrition and movement of the respiratory gases. This is the function of this placenta.
Then to the embryo. The developing embryo will also generate waste substances.
This is the removal of waste that
Can
we
be
discussed.
removed by transferring them into the mother's blood through the placenta. The development of the child inside the mother's body takes approximately 9 months.
Okay, see, this is the period, that is the 9-month period that takes place in which the baby develops into mother's womb. And this period is known as gestation period. Gestation period is the period that in which the baby develops into the mother's womb. And in human beings it is approximately it is 9 months. Okay, so this process is known as this period is known as gestation period. And after this completion of this gestation period, the mother gives birth to younger one. This process of giving birth to the younger one is called parturition. Okay, so this is how this developing baby will come out of this mother's body through this vagina. What happens if the egg is not fertilized? So last day we discussed that there is a cycle that is called this menstrual cycle starts. Okay, this unfertilized egg along with the menstrual fluid that is containing the blood vessels that is from the wall of the uterus, and along with this mucus, this unfertilized eggs come out of the body of the female. So this is the fate of this unfertilized egg. See, this is the case of
This cycle takes place roughly every month and is known as menstruation.
it is the menstruation.
It usually lasts for about 2 to 8 days. Pregnancy can also be prevented during intercourse. There are some mechanical barriers that prevent the sperm from reaching the egg, thereby avoiding pregnancy.
See, this is also one of the topic of your chapter, that is the contraception methods. How to avoid the pregnancy. Okay, so there are certain methods why we can avoid the pregnancy. Some are temporary methods and some are permanent methods. Temporary methods will avoid the avoid the pregnancy. But permanent methods will permanently disable the person from this being fertile. Okay. So there are two types of methods. One is temporary, one is permanent method. Temporary methods contain like this use of these condoms, use of contraceptive pills, some barrier methods also. These are the temporary methods, like this use of property. These are the barrier methods. Means it is not a permanent method. It will avoid, like if the sperms will not reach up to the ovum, then what will happen? There will be no fertilization, because for this fertilization these has to fuse. So if you are going to avoid this movement of the sperm up to the egg, then this will avoid the fertilization. So these are some these are some temporary methods, but there are some permanent methods also. These are done by the surgical methods. This is known as this tubectomy and vasectomy. Tubectomy is the cutting of this fallopian tube. Okay, it is the cutting of fallopian tube. If the fallopian tube will be cut and it is binded, so it will prevent the fusion of egg with sperm. And it is done in the female. And in the male, it is called as vasectomy, cutting of vas deferens. What was the function of this vas deferens? Is to carry the sperm from this testis to the penis for the ejaculation. So if we are going to cut this vas deferens, so it will not allow the sperm to come out of this penis in the form of semen. Okay, so these two are the permanent method of the contraception. Okay.
Contraceptive devices like a loop or copper tape are placed in the uterus to block the passage of sperm. And
this is the copper tape. It is the vagina in which it is placed. So this will block the movement of the sperm. Suppose the sperm is going to move inside, so there is a barrier. Okay, it is a barrier, so it will prevent the movement of the sperm inside the uterus and finally to the fallopian tube. So it will avoid this pregnancy.
At the same time, contraceptive drugs could also be taken orally as pills to avoid pregnancies.
These are contraceptive pills. These are contraceptive pills. This is the balloon, also barrier method. These are contraceptive pills that can be used to avoid the pregnancy. Okay.
Change the hormonal balances in the women. They could cause some side effects like weight gain, depression, vomiting, and high blood pressure. What other methods can avoid pregnancy? Apart from contraceptives, surgical methods can also be used to create blocks in man and the woman and to prevent the transfer of sperm and egg cells. It means the vas.
See, this is the vas deferens that we discussed. It is called this vasectomy. Okay, cutting down this vas deferens. So if it will be cut, so the sperms will not able to move through this penis. So there will be no chance of this pregnancy. Okay, so this is the done in the case of males, that is the vasectomy. Similarly, in the case of female, it is called this tubectomy, cutting off fallopian tube.
Deferens is blocked to prevent the passage of sperm, known as vasectomy.
See, this is cut and tied. So there is no chance of movement of the sperm through this vas deferens. So it is called this vasectomy.
In females, the oviduct is blocked to prevent the passage.
See, this is the oviduct, also called as fallopian tube. So cutting off this fallopian tube is called tubectomy. That is done in the case of female. And the function is similar to the vasectomy.
Of eggs known as tubectomy. These methods have side effects too. Hence, it is better to use a condom. What are sexually transmitted diseases?
this is the last topic of this chapter. It is sexually transmitted diseases known as STDs. It is S, T and D. So sometimes it will ask you what are, give some example of STDs. STDs stands for sexually transmitted diseases. Means the diseases that can be transmitted by sexual activities. Okay. So it can be a bacterial disease, it can be a fungal disease, it can be a viral disease also. Okay. So these diseases, since it is only can be transmitted by sexual intercourse or coming into the intact contact. So because of that, it is called as sexually transmitted diseases. Some can be viral diseases like AIDS. Some can be bacterial disease like syphilis and gonorrhea. Okay, so we have to discuss what are these diseases and how they can be prevented. So for the prevention method, again, it can be the person can use the condoms. It is one of the best method to prevent these STDs also.
Diseases. During sex, there is close contact between bodies. Hence, this could result in the transmission of sexually transmitted diseases. Bacterial infections such as gonorrhea and syphilis.
Okay, so gonorrhea and syphilis, these are the diseases caused by bacteria, and these are the bacterial infection. Okay, and these are STDs.
And viral infections such as warts and HIV or
warts and HIV, that is the AIDS, are the example of viral, but it is the viral STDs, sexually transmitted diseases.
AIDS are some of the diseases that are transmitted sexually. AIDS, acquired immune deficiency syndrome, is the infection.
See, it is one of the dangerous disease that we know, because this name is acquired immune deficiency syndrome. Means our immune system will be deficient and it will open the door for the different types of other diseases, and till date it is not a curable disease. So it is a very dangerous disease caused by a virus known as human immunovirus, HIV, and it can be transmitted. One of the method of transmission is the sexual contact. So it should be avoided, this unsafe sexual contact.
That is causing havoc in humans today. Using a condom for the male reproductive organ during sexual intercourse helps prevent transmission of many of these infections to some extent. However, it fails if it is not used properly. In this model,
so students, this is all about this chapter, that is reproduction in plants and animals. So we discussed the different modes of reproduction in plants. It is asexual as well as sexual methods, and in human beings also we discussed about the sexual method of reproduction. Okay, there are different methods, different organs, different hormones, their functions, and contraception method, and finally the STDs. Okay students, so revise this chapter properly so that you can write your exams properly in your upcoming time. Okay students, we will discuss the next chapter, that is the last chapter, our environment, in our next video. Hope that you will do better. Thank you.